Morning. It's Tuesday, August 26th, about 9:02 a.m. We're going to call the meeting of the Door County Board of Supervisors to order. Could we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, could we have the roll call, please?
All right, you have 18 present. One excused, one absent, and one vacant.
Okay, we have 18 members present, one absent, one is attending virtually, and then we still have the vacant position vacated by Patrick Voigt. We have attempted to fill that position. We're still reaching out to the municipalities that he represents and still have not heard anything. So, okay, with that, we have the presentation of the agenda as presented. Is there a motion to approve that? No, it's not on. We have some technical glitches early in the morning.
All right, who moved?
Okay, who made the motion then? It was Todd? Okay, motion by Thais, and second,
Todd or Jeff?
okay, second by Miller. Regarding the agenda, everything is in order, other than the last two amendments. 2025-08 and 09 are numbered incorrectly, but the Corporation Council said this is fine, they're listed there, and we can continue. So we have the motion and second to approve the agendas. All in favor signify by aye or aye. Opposed? Okay, thank you. The correspondence, there's a letter from Robert Sagers, or email, regarding CAFOs, another from Judges Miller and Weber regarding the positions of Assistant Corporation Counsel, another email from John and Annette Vincent regarding CAFOs, a flyer from the transportation system for the county. They're having a fair coming up, and there's a WCA call for resolution that came from them in support of Income Maintenance Administration, and we will be referring that to the admin committee. Other than that, we'll move to public comment. Anyone in the audience that wishes to make public comment? Would you go up to the mic and state your name and address, please?
My name is Annette Vincent. I live at 2794 Lake Forest Park Road. I'm in the township of Sturgeon Bay. So I'm here to read into the record some public comments on the CAFO. Concentrated animal feeding operations, CAFOs, are incompatible with Door County's geology, tourism economy, and health of its residents. The farm at County Road T in Matthew is proposing to expand to a maximum of 2,400 animals from the current 1,400. Door County has very shallow soils with an underlying karst geology and is not an appropriate location for any kind of CAFO. Kewaunee County residents can relate the dangers of CAFOs, as many of their wells have been polluted by nearby large farms and made unsafe to drink, necessitating costly purification systems or bottled water. Door County's economy is dependent upon the tourism industry, certainly one of our large sources of income. If our water supply becomes damaged, our tourism will be affected. Our air quality is impacted, as anyone who has ventured near a CAFO can attest. They often smell, particularly when the manure slurry is spread on nearby fields. This has been particularly bad the last couple of weeks because they've been spreading. Ask the people who live there. People visit the county for its beautiful beaches, forests, state parks, protected lands, and trails. If our water becomes unsafe to drink, Are beaches closed due to bacteria or toxic algal blooms due to increased nitrates? This has happened multiple times this summer. Ask the Door County Economic Group. Are streams polluted, impacting fishing? It will negatively affect the hospitality industry and people's desire to visit Door County. Why are the governing bodies of Door County and the DNR allowing one industry's needs to override the concerns of hundreds of others who depend upon tourism for their livelihood? Finally, a CAFO directly impacts the health of Door County residents. We deserve to have safe water to drink and air to breathe. While we can install purification systems, the people most affected may be least able to afford these costly systems. Nobody wants the smell of concentrated manure to seep into their yards and homes when the farm is spreading its waste nearby. Some of these fields are near the city of Sturgeon Bay's well system. Is the city prepared to increase its monitoring and sanitation procedures in response to this expansion? What are the farm's emergency plans in case of spills or fires? It is your future, livelihood, and health that is at stake. I would like to introduce into the public record my argument here. I've got copies to hand to whoever I should, and another detailed research letter to Ms. Mueller that makes the case against this CAFO expansion and proposes some alternatives that should have been considered to mitigate the harm of manure spreading. I believe you received this letter, and if you didn't, that's why I'm also particularly introducing into the public record via email, but I'd like to turn it in as well to the public record. It is well-researched, multiple references, written by a local resident who engages in organic farming. Our first request to the board is for your help advocating for an in-person public hearing with a Zoom option for the few who cannot attend in person. We know we have a hearing, but for the last 5 years, the DNR has held the public hearings by Zoom, and I received confirmation from Brittany that was initially their go-to. This is particularly inappropriate for this hearing, as I expect hundreds will be interested in this issue.
You have 30 seconds, please.
Wisconsin Administrative Code NR 203 is clear. Whenever possible, all public informational hearings on permit applications shall be held in an area affected by the proposed discharge. Second, as you well know, we have broadband issues. Third, we have an older population that has problems with Zoom. Additional points I'd like to make is that the public notice was flawed, as these other gentlemen are going to talk to you about. The numbers are wrong in the public notice. Finally, some areas of the CAFO are literally lands designated by the state of Wisconsin for protection because of their unique ecological value. Kellner Fen, Big Creek, and Lily Bay. So the citizens of Wisconsin have literally spent millions of dollars protecting these areas.
You have exceeded your 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Almost another minute. So,
Can I hand this stuff? Who do I hand this to?
I'll take it.
yeah,
Thank you.
okay. Is there anyone else from the public that wishes to comment? Would you state your name and address? And the allotted time is 3 minutes.
My name is Rod Miller, and I live at 5087 County Road, TT, Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, town of Sturgeon Bay. I'm the fourth generation landowner, and I reside 1 mile south of the Gilbert Farm production area. I oppose the proposed expansion of the Gilbert Farms in the town of Sevastopol. My concern is not based on speculation. It's based on the permit documents themselves, which contain troubling inconsistencies and clear risks for our community. The key permit discrepancies include the volume of liquid manure. The public notice stated 5.7 million gallons. The actual volume of liquid manure following the expansion will be over 21 million gallons of waste. The volume of solid manure was also misrepresented. The public notice stated 838 tons. The actual volume after the expansion will be 1,570 tons. There's also land-based inconsistency in the public notice. Public notice lists 1,187 acres as owned by Gilbert Farms and 860 acres as rented. The permit documentation flips those numbers. We're left unsure how much land is truly secure for long-term manure application. And finally, community impact. The nutrient management plan projects over 21 million gallons per year of manure and processed waste after expansion. That volume equals nearly 60,000 gallons every single day, more waste than the entire population of Door County. The difference is Door County covers over 300,000 acres. and has rigorous waste treatment. Gilbert Farms will spread over 21 million gallons annually on 1,400 acres or less. Worse, many of those acres lie on thin soils over shallow Cyrolan dolomite. I'm sorry. And it is that soil is known to be karstified as evidenced by numerous sinkholes and bedrock fractures. These are discrepancies that are not technical quibbles. They are matters of public health and community impact. Our families depend on clean water for drinking, fishing, and recreation. Tourism and property values rely on a reputation for pristine natural resources. I would also like to draw your attention to numerous non-compliance noted in the permit documentation. These include Waste Storage Facility 1, Waste Storage Facility 2, solid manure storage, calf hatch area, which lacks runoff control systems, as well as the feed storage area, which is not in compliance with
You have
permit
30 seconds.
regulations. It also lacks discharge and runoff controls. This is not the place for a CAFO. You have an obligation to your constituents in Sturgeon Bay, the town of Sturgeon Bay, and the town of Sevastopol to oppose the Gilbert Farm expansion. Anything less puts the entire community at risk. Door County residents deserve accurate information, consistent enforcement, and above all, protection of the water and land that sustains our way of life.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else that wishes to comment, please?
Good morning. I'm John Vincent, 2794 Lake Forest Park Road. In my August 18th letter to the Board of Supervisors, I indicated that the Wisconsin DNR had confirmed that a public informational hearing will be scheduled for the Gilbert Farms initial pollutant discharge permit. Initial indications are that this hearing will be held on Zoom only. Our response to the DNR is that we think it's imperative that this hearing be in person with a Zoom option so that people impacted by this expansion will have the opportunity to look the decision makers in the eye, ask their questions, and be part of the process. The Wisconsin Administrative Code implies that an in-person meeting is required, stating, whenever possible, all public informational hearings on permit applications shall be held in the area affected by the proposed discharge. Now, it's not just the residents with wells near in the area of this CAFO that will be impacted, but rather the long-term interest of the county as a whole may be at stake. If our groundwater is compromised, what are the implications for home values, individual health, or the viability of a tourism economy over the long run? Is it fair for the interest of one dairy farm or one industry to adversely affect both their immediate neighbors and hundreds of businesses throughout the county? In the final step of the permitting process, Ian Anderson, a hydrogeologist for the Gilbert Farms CAFO expansion, made the following observations and conclusion in his June 30, 2025 report. He said, and I quote, "The fractured karst Silurian dolomite has high secondary porosity, meaning that contaminants can quickly flow into and through the aquifer where there is shallow bedrock. Potential sources of contamination in groundwater in this area include the Gilbert Farms production area and manure land spreading sites. The site-specific geologic setting at Gilbert Farms, with only a few feet of soil
30
depth to the
seconds.
fractured bedrock, makes this area in the town of Sebastopol susceptible to contaminants. Groundwater monitoring is necessary to ensure that Gilbert Farms is meeting groundwater quality standards. As such, I recommend requiring groundwater monitoring at Gilbert Farms, starting with a minimum of 3 wells. Gilbert Farms should submit a Phase 1 groundwater monitoring plan by October 1, 2029. Yes, you heard right.
Sir, your time is up, please.
Time
Thank
is
you.
up.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else that wishes to address the board? Okay. I will ask that you try to abide by the 3 minutes that are allotted. We have a number of speakers.
I'm Betty Parsons. I reside at 4147 Bay Shore Drive and have lived here since the mid-60s. I'm speaking to you this morning on the subject that's been addressed by the three former speakers. And I am here to represent the Bay Shore Property Homeowners Association, an organization with about 300 homeowners, which totals about 550 individual members. We were founded 28 years ago, and one of our goals is to provide a forum for discussion and action on issues that affect the character of Door County. Unfortunately, the DNR public notification process had limited circulation, so BSPOA only had 2 days to respond during the 30-day DNR comment period. Our board unanimously voted to oppose the CAFO permit. Our members are well aware of the karst, the soluble carbonate bedrock, and shallow topsoil. This geology is an ongoing concern for the peninsula's fragile environment, so almost doubling the spread of manure will result in groundwater and well contamination. Our board also voted unanimously to request an in-person DNR public permit hearing with Zoom option. For the reasons previously discussed today, we hope you will choose to support an in-person community public hearing along with a Zoom option. Thank you, supervisors. Thank you also for serving and giving your time and leadership. I'd like to enter this into the record.
Sure, thank you.
Along with our letter to the Brittany Miller, who is with the DNR.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else that wishes to make a comment at this time?
I have a different subject, so I was gonna.
Okay, is there any, yeah,
Can I add one thing?
there's no required order to the comments, but we can continue with the,
Christine Reed, 597 Sleepy Hollow Drive. There's an opportunity here for the Board of Supervisors to help the DNR and all of the concerned citizens in Door County. You could offer this space for the in-person public hearing. It already has the accommodations for the number of people that would be expected and the Zoom option. So hopefully you would consider doing that and help them out. Otherwise, they're going to have to look for a venue, probably pay. This would be helpful to everybody and not taking sides. I'd like to say something real quick about my favorite topic, the Mill Pond. More specifically, the evaluation, Forestville Mill Pond following extended drawdown final report. So it was announced in March of 2023 at the LCC meeting that the DNR was awarding a grant of taxpayer money to Door County Soil and Water to evaluate their own flawed decision to draw down for 2 years. I find that a conflict of interest. I expressed that. I asked, along with others, that an independent environmental engineering firm do that evaluation. That didn't happen. We asked that other testing that was done throughout the drawdown be included. DCEC had contracted UW Green Bay, Professor Durling and one of her students, Kyle Shudwer, tested throughout. The village of Forestville used a certified lab to test. FOFD, Friends of the Forestville Dam, monitored daily. Not our hearsay, pictures and videos, daily. And the way I understand it, the EPA and the Corps of Engineers was taking a look at the success or failure of that drawdown also. I don't believe that that's included The final report just came out. People are starting to take a look at it. The preliminary feedback is that there's not sufficient testing or information to make a conclusion on that report. So I ask that
30 seconds.
the entire board get involved, because I talk to fishermen from Sturgeon Bay, visitors throughout the county. This isn't just a deep south of Door County issue. This is for everybody. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone? Yes, please step up and state your name and address.
Good morning. My name is Randy Morrow. I live at 526 Kentucky Street right here in Sturgeon Bay. I'm currently on the board of the Park and Rec Board of Sturgeon Bay. I'm on the board of St. John Bosco School, Big Brothers, Big Sisters. I was a past board and president of Destination Sturgeon Bay. I was on Destination Door County. I was on the Parish Council of St. Joe's Catholic Church. I was on the board of Habitat for Humanity, Westside Waterfront, and Rotary. And I'm only saying this because I truly care about our city and our county. I have a letter I'm going to provide to you here in just a moment, and I'm just going to read it to you because I think it sums up everything that I'm here to talk about. And I'm here to talk about the Yonkers building on 4th Avenue. And again, thank you for all of your time this morning to hear this out. I'll be short and sweet, I promise. I'm writing to formally request that the county take action to sell the vacant retail building it has acquired more than 6 years ago in downtown Sturgeon Bay. The property, once privately owned and commercially active, has remained unused since its acquisition, except for some storage, from what I understand. Despite its prime location and potential to contribute meaningfully to the local economy. When looking at the past, the property accounted for more than $120,000 in tax revenue that Door County residents now have to make up. And we're doing so through our increased taxes. This building is out of compliance with modern codes. It continues to incur maintenance costs and represents a missed opportunity for revitalization in one of the most vibrant districts of Sturgeon Bay. More importantly, it reflects a troubling precedent: public ownership without any plan, purpose, or progress. Taxpayer dollars should not be used to indefinitely hold properties with no clear strategic value or timeline for use. If the county has no plan, no redevelopment plan, no funding pathway, and no public-private partnership in motion, then the most fiscally responsible course is to return the property to the private sector, ideally through a transparent sale process that encourages local investment and timely occupancy. I urge the board to publicly disclose all costs associated with the property since acquisition, to clarify any existing plans or feasibility studies, to indicate a sale or RFP process with clear redevelopment criteria, reinvest proceeds into infrastructure, small business support, and other high-impact areas. And when you look at that, you've got public safety, health and wellness, and more. This is not about assigning blame. It's about restoring momentum, accountability, and economic vitality. Let's ensure our public assets serve the public interest and not sit idle. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else in the public that wishes to?
Thanks so much.
Please. Again, state your name and address, please.
Sure. Ann Verdevec. I'm at 2698 Lake Forest Park Road in the town of Sturgeon Bay. I just wanted to reiterate that I also ask that the DNR have a public hearing about this CAFO. As a integrative physician focusing on planetary health, I'm particularly concerned about the contamination in not only for the community, but for surrounding Lake Michigan. This contamination can, because of the type of soil we have, spread very rapidly. I've read even a mile a minute. So it is not just localized to the near neighbors of this, the Gilbert farm. It will spread throughout the Door County area. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Please step up to the mic. State your name and address, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Travis Tyson, Town of Gibraltar Administrator, 6085 Governor's Woods Trail. I'm here today to talk about ordinance 2025-07, that's on your agenda. I wanted to express that the Town of Gibraltar Plan Commission as well as the Town of Gibraltar Board have both expressly voted in favor of this. And I want to applaud the RPC and the land use for creative language. That's what these are for. We amend them so that we can continue to provide services to our residents, and this is a very good way. This looked at in the Town of Gibraltar, we have the downtown Fish Creek area. It falls within our jurisdiction, and we have sanitary, and we have lift stations, and this would provide an opportunity if we needed to expand a lift station or to build something on a very small parcel that we could be able to work with somebody and be able to put that on. These are the things you need to think about with this. Also, we had an opportunity on the island where we had to buy a whole parcel to be able to put some of our infrastructure on. And now, because it's out there, we have people dumping things on it and waste and vehicles and things like that. So this helps with that because you only need that small little parcel. The remaining parcel can stay with the owner and they can take care of their property, so we can avoid some things like that. So this language is very appropriate, and the Town of Gibraltar supports it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else in the audience that would like to comment this morning? Okay, then we'll go to those that are attending virtually.
Sure, so if you are online, you could raise your hand, and then once I move you into the queue, you're allowed to speak, and again, we'll follow the 3-minute rule. So if there's anyone online who'd like to speak, you could please do so. For the second time, if there's anyone online who'd like to speak. And then the final time, anyone who'd like to speak.
Okay, seeing no indication, we'll move on to the response. I guess I'd like Corporation Counsel to give some explanation of the process for the CAFO hearing, or what the DNR expects.
Good morning, everybody. I guess I want to remind the board the process for the regulation and permitting of CAFOs. And this is no means a way to disregard public comment. I mean, public comments are very important. They should be received by the board and taken into consideration.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
I don't think he's coming through the mic.
Is that correct?
Can you
Is
hear me
it-
better now? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
CAFOs are permitted and regulated almost exclusively by the DNR, the Department of Natural Resources in the state. The county has very little regulatory authority over CAFOs. The one instance that's coming to mind where we do have some regulation is when a CAFO leases land that has a nutrient management plan. At that point, the county can regulate the spreading of manure on that property, making sure they're meeting solarian standards and other requirements for the safe spreading of manure waste. So I want the board to keep that in mind, that if there are concerns, that voices or opinions should be expressed with the DNR. Whether it's having a in-person meeting versus a Zoom meeting, whether it's expressing your district's concern about the spreading of manure, the permitting of a CAFO that is directed at the DNR. There's very little that we at the county can do other than voice our opinion to the DNR. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them, but I just want to remind everyone that we don't have any independent regulatory authority over the permitting and regulation of CAFOs.
Okay, thank you, Sean. Yes, I asked the Corporation Counsel to give his insight into the CAFO hearing process. Certainly, it's something important to all our constituents, as well as many of us on the board probably share some of the same sentiments, but we have rules to work by, and so, public comment is over. Thank you. Any supervisor response to any of the comments? Okay, Mr. Boltman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to briefly address Ms. Reed's comment that perhaps this room might be a good space for a hearing if the DNR does end up, needing a spot. I don't know how that works in general, but clearly, as she stated, this is a properly set up place and would be a good place to make it happen if we could help accommodate that. Thank you.
If there's a way of the county providing some space, that could be considered. I don't know if this room would be large enough, and depending but maybe there's
We talked
other
about that
areas.
at the community center, right, so.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, well then we'll move on to the approval of the minutes from the July 22nd, 2025 County Board meeting. Something?
Is it on? Nobody?
I will second.
Can you go out of your things, go out, close out, and come back in and see if that works?
Every last one of them?
Just the app for the.
Okay.
You've got it.
I've got it.
In and out.
Mhm.
I don't know why it's not connected. Did that do anything different? Anybody?
I can now request you to speak.
That, I think we're getting there
Yeah.
somewhere. Okay, it maybe lost a little connection. Just go out of the app and come back in it and see if it.
So swipe, Bob, swipe up, and then. I'll do it, and then you just gotta go back in. Swipe up and then.
Is this something new or?
I don't know why, it almost like it had a, I don't know. No, it's not.
Okay. I know you were working on something for the
Yeah,
meeting, you
I
had said.
don't know why it's not.
Anybody else need help?
Oh, yours is like full. Because what it is we have to hit that one, so then you can. Actually, the fourth one. Swipe up. Yours is really. I know, there we go. Jill lives it, she messes with me.
So he doesn't have to request to speak, he can just start talking.
We did it, I think we got there.
Good. It doesn't say anything?
There it
Sign in.
did, just-
Sign in.
Mhm.
You can hit close. Right above the, yeah. And then go back.
We have all this wonderful technology and it doesn't seem to work every fourth Tuesday.
That is so weird. I don't know, it's like,
In between time, no problems.
And I'm only sure I won't do it. You swipe up, and it's kind of hard to see because of the little blue bar thing.
It did allow Ryan to get a cookie, blow his nose, life's good. Thank goodness.
so you win?
There are cookies, that's the only reason
Throw back in it.
that's why it's up to this.
Little things, you know, and that's the other statement, is a true statement.
I like your Patty as my, sidekick.
Mhm.
Joe, it's doing an update.
Yes, it's doing an update.
Okay, well, we got most of you, that, we got the important ones in. So sign back in.
And now it does display correct. No, my hand is always dark, so I cut it off.
As long as it comes up and shows it, yep. I don't know, I took 3 times to do it.
That is not, I managed a coffee shop for 6 years, and I had to be up at 6:30 a lot of times for that. That's not my life. Oh, class. Write myself out? Yeah. Yeah, it did, about 3 weeks after.
Were You still down?
Military time, 2036.
Some days I make a lot of.
Could Jason help some of these people since he's back?
Might, instead of just sitting back there doing nothing.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there any other supervisors still having trouble? Because Jason is here too, that he could maybe help and we could move on with the meeting.
Okay, I
You're
think
good?
you're good. You're voice voting this one, so.
I'm glad our TS director just sat back there as I worked, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
I know, I was,
Thanks, Chase.
There's more time off. There's more. That's 2 strikes today already. 2 strikes.
2 strikes.
so we have a motion by Supervisor Rublard, a second by Supervisor Thais to approve the July 22nd, 2022, 2025 County Board minutes. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that carries. Then the monthly report on operations and capital projects by the county administrator.
Sure, no major updates this month, but the memo is there. If you have any questions, I'd be willing to take them. But again, just basic updates on projects.
Okay, any specific questions for the administrator? Okay, seeing no indication, we'll move on to the pending business. I have nothing at this time. Resolutions 2025-66, Mr. Zettel.
Mike? Yep, great. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I recommend to the board we accept the report to the Door County Board of Supervisors regarding the amendment to the zoning map of the town of Liberty Grove.
Okay. Any discussion, any questions to the RPC? Okay, seeing none, we have the motion by Supervisor Zettel, a second by Supervisor Fisher to approve the Town of Union zoning ordinance and map amendments. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that carries. The next ordinance, let's see. The resolution is 2025-67. Roy Engelbert, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to approve the application for the acceptance of financial assistance for tree planting at Frank E. Murphy County Park.
Okay. We do have a motion by Roy Engelbert, a second by Supervisor Gauger. Any discussion on that resolution? Any more information needed? I think it was pretty explanatory. Okay, all in favor of that resolution, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that is approved. Then we'll move on to the ordinances. Supervisor Zettel, the report on the town of Liberty Grove.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I recommend acceptance of the report of the Door County Board of Supervisors regarding the zoning map of the town of Liberty Grove.
Okay. We have a motion by Supervisor Zettel, a second by Supervisor Boltman to approve the report from the RPC. All in favor of approval of that report, signify by aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, then we move on to the amendment to the zoning map of the town of Liberty Grove. Yeah, Supervisor Zettel.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move that we approve the amendment to the zoning ordinance 2025-06, an amendment to the zoning map of the town of Liberty Grove. And this one basically takes a parcel and changes 15 acres from HL10 to light industrial. And as you recall, we had a public hearing last year where the town of Liberty Grove proposed a complete change to HL10 for basically allow for building, trade, and construction, which the county board rejected. This basically helps, create light space in a light industrial area for trade and contractors in a parcel space that's kind of in a commercial light industrial area. So this, I applaud that move by the town of Liberty Grove to make that available. Originally, they asked for 20 acres, but the comprehensive plan for Liberty Grove was only for 15. It was amenable to both the petitioner to go from 20 to 15. So basically, our amendment reflects that 15 acres, which is consistent with the Town of Liberty Grove's comprehensive plan.
Okay. Okay, we do have the motion and second. All in favor of approval? We have to do roll call on the ordinances, yes, thank you. Okay, would you go to your machines?
Unfortunately, mine's not being activated, so I vote yes.
Okay, we have a vote of 18 yes, 0 no, and 3 absent. Okay, next is the report on the Door County Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance Text Amendment. Mr. Zettel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move that we accept the text amendment report to the Door County Board of Supervisors regarding the comprehensive zoning ordinance.
Okay, we have a motion by Zettel and a second by Fisher to accept the report. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the report is accepted. Next would be ordinance 2025-07. Mr. Zettel?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sorry, I'm just trying to grab my
No, that's okay. It's
stuff here.
when,
I move that we approve the amendment of the Door County Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance 25-07.
okay. Any explanation of the
Yeah,
change?
and this one I'd like to ask Karen, if she could come up and just kind of describe this change that we went through on our PC.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. On page 34 of your packet is the proposed text amendment. Better?
Sorry.
Yep. Page 34 of your packet is the proposed text amendment. What this proposal would do would be allowing a municipality within the county of Door or the county of Door itself to create a smaller lot for a public purpose. It can be any public purpose. For example, like Town of Gibraltar mentioned earlier, for a lift station, instead of having to purchase what a minimum lot would be, for instance, a 5-acre lot, they could purchase just a small parcel to accomplish that public purpose. And it can only be created by a municipality.
Okay, any questions of Karen? Joel?
A question I got, would a municipality or the county be able, if a parcel that they wanted to acquire was, for conversation, say 20 acres, could they purchase that because that's what was available and create a smaller lot desirable for what they need and then sell off the remaining as part of that concept?
So only a municipality can purchase it,
municipality.
and then
Okay.
they could transfer it to another municipality or an adjacent landowner, the small parcel.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions of Karen? Okay, seeing no questions, we do have the motion by Supervisor Zettel, second by Supervisor Shaw to approve ordinance 2025-07. Go to your voting boards, please. Okay, that passes by a vote of 15 yes, 3 no, and 3 absent. Okay. Okay, we'll move on to Resolution 2025-08, which would actually deal with the Highway Commissioner. Roy?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to approve ordinance number 2025-08, amendment to Chapter 11, Section 11.06, Door County Code, Highway Commissioner. I'd like to call on our corporate counsel to explain that to us.
So the purpose of this ordinance amendment is to authorize the highway commissioner to sign contracts with municipalities for road maintenance and construction. For non-local road improvement road projects, a county is authorized to perform work for municipality if there's an ordinance authorizing the contract. This authorizes the contract. It cleans up some of our ordinance language to specify that right. So this is a cleanup to authorize us to perform maintenance and construction of highway projects for municipalities when authorized by law.
Okay, any other questions of Sean? No need for further explanation. We do have the motion by Supervisor Roy Engelbert, second by Supervisor Fisher, to amend Chapter 11, Section 11.06. We need to go to the voter board on that as well. That passes by a vote of 18 yes and 3 absent. Okay. Resolution 2025-09, the amendment to the Chapter 11 regarding traffic. Roy?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to approve ordinance number 2025-09, amendment to Chapter 340 to 348 and 350, Door County Code-Traffic. Ask our corporate counsel to explain again.
So the amendments to this chapter started with a request to add no parking zones within the county along county highways. When I reviewed the ordinance, we did not have an ordinance allowing no parking zones. But instead of just drafting a subsection of that chapter of the code, I did a complete review of the code for substantive changes that were needed. So there's more than just the no parking section in there. I cleaned up outdated language, made it conform to the current practice of what we're doing with regard to forfeiture amounts. So there are a number of changes. It really was an update to bring it current, but it did start with requests for no parking zones within the county.
Okay, any further explanation, questions? Okay, seeing none, we have the motion by Supervisor Roy Engelbert, second by Supervisor Gauger, to approve ordinance 2025-09. Go to the voter board, please. Okay, that passes by a vote of 18 yes and 3 abstentions. Okay, that takes care of our ordinances. Special reports. I guess okay. Supervisor Zettel, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I apologize. I'm just looking at my notes here. I think I had, I made an error in the resolution. I kind of read, I think the Liberty Grove report heading when I really should have been talking about the resolution to approve the Town of Union zoning ordinance. And looking back at my notes here, I would like, it's too late for a check swing, so you'll call, if you want to call a strike against me. But I'd like to just restate that correctly, because the Town of Union folks did an outstanding job working really hard for 2 years to get this zoning ordinance updated, and I'd just like to just restate that correctly, please.
Okay.
And vote correctly. Thank you.
I didn't notice it either, but yeah, thank you. They did a lot of meetings with the.
Yes. So on the resolution 2025-66, I recommend approval of the Town of Union zoning ordinance and map amendments that are attached.
Yeah, we already voted on it. I believe the chairman did indicate what it was for.
I
after
think I
it
did,
restated it
yeah.
appropriately. So I don't think we need another vote. I think it's passed.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah. Yeah, the town board and commission worked closely with Bay Lake Planning Commission in that rewrite. Okay. Roy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd just like to report that we had the finest Door County Fair I've ever been a part of. It ended on Sunday the 17th, and we had a huge crowd. Only one day of rain, and it still didn't stop the events going on. The highlight of the fair, of course, was the Clydesdale making their presence. And we're going to hear the complete report on Wednesday evening, where the Fair Board gives us the total attendance, and I expect attendance to be great this year. So thank you for everybody who supported the Door County Fair this year.
Okay, thank you. I could do this under announcements, but I'll choose to do it here as special reports. The Wisconsin Counties Association convention is coming up, and the annual business meeting where the county board chairs take part of that just received the packet. There's over 60 resolutions in that, and resolution 27, one of those is similar to the request that came from WCA in support of SNAP. So there's a whole array of topics that are going to be covered in those resolutions. And then the convention is that same week. The business meeting is on Sunday, and the other meetings follow the next 2 days. So anything else in their special reports? New business? Oral committee reports? Review of committee minutes? Review of vouchers, claims, and bills? And then announcements. The next county board meeting will be Thursday. Note that it's on Thursday because of the convention, September 25th at 9 a.m. Okay, could we have a motion to adjourn? Okay, motion by Rubelard, second by Jinkart to adjourn. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.